Hey everybody, this is Clintleetwood, and I'm here with another Mechabellum replay review. This one comes from someone with the name of Dr. Bonertron. Anyways, what was asked in the Mechabellum official Discord was, Jesus, never seen anything like this before. Opponent started off with a crazy crawler, stormcaller push. Nearly wiped me out in the first few rounds. Once I stabilized, they used some Phoenix tech that nearly lost it for me again. I managed to win, but felt a hell of a lot more stressful than it needed to be. Maybe I was too slow to react to the increased range storms. Not sure what the correct, quote-unquote, counter to either of these strats are. I was saved by being giant spec. This is a bit above 1k MMR. Okay, so a couple things to unpack there. I think I've said this before on the channel, but I think it bears repeating. Ultimately, your health is a resource, and I understand that we want to have like very comfortable games where we have full HP and we're always putting the pressure on the opponent. However, if we win the game with 100 HP, that's just good enough, right? A win is a win. But I think it's worth talking about a couple different things here. This is probably one of the stronger drafts in the game. Outside of like marksman spec with the same setup. So we have marksman spec with stormcaller crawler, probably the strongest draft in the game. And you've picked what is, I would consider, one of the weakest drafts in the game. So we are just behind from round one, and we have a bit of a hole to dig out. Similarly, giant spec is also not in the strongest spot too, due to the fact of there being for unit giants pretty regularly in rounds 4 and above. So it's going to be tough. But let's see if we can piece together some things here and maybe find an easier way to win this game or stabilize much sooner. I would expect to see more crawlers from you here. And it's indeed what you do. So this is really spooky, right? He's all on the line, and we're behind our tower, which means that the battle is going to be basically taking place right about here. That's a little too close for comfort. So some things that we can consider early on is an early tower upgrade. Similarly, right, if your opponent was heads up and they tried to make a hard read on you, they could have had a Stormcaller right here, and it would have killed your tower before anything could have gotten in front of it. So maybe we want to adjust some of our positioning here. I understand that this is what I would consider, say, like a standard-ish setup for 5 crawlers, right? This allows us to kind of very comfortably scale into like giants with some delayed crawler chaff. But let's see how this shakes down. If I had to take a guess, we are going to get absolutely trounced here. Yep, and they're on the tower. So yeah, we're in a bad spot. Big question for me is, did we unlock or use our free unlock on round 1? Yep. A lot of pressure early on, for sure. Oh, there's a couple of crawlers over here. That's so funny. Look at them go. Alright, well, I took 50 HP off the board. Not the worst. Not the best. Alright, so we're going to talk about this from an objectively, like, where are mistakes happening sort of standpoint here. You should be unlocking units every round. And there are 4 units in the game currently that require no unlock cost. And that is Marksman, Fang, Arclight, Crawler. We've already unlocked Crawler, Mustang. So last round, we could have unlocked Arclight, Marksman, realistically, right, if we see Crawler, Storm, we probably want to unlock something like Arclight. So this round we could have unlocked Fang. We could have had like a horizontal Fang here, or up here, and Arclight's back here to draw everything in, right? And then we can do Stormcallers our own. And I can probably demonstrate that a little later. Let me put a pin in that. Round 3, let's say round 2/3, and we do Stormcaller Fang. All right. Another thing here, right? Something I like to talk about on this channel is this concept of negative space. So if we look at your board, your negative space is here, and your opponent's going to try to exploit that, right? If we look at this board like a canvas, and that's how I kind of approach it in my head, negative space is the stuff without stuff, so to speak. So if you look at your opponent's board, right, we have all of this, which is exploitable, all of this, which is exploitable, and we should be exploiting that. Something that we should be doing early on from here on out, if we see this kind of push, Crawler over here, just check him. Make him have an answer for it. Crawler back here. Obviously, probably not this round. Probably we don't want to do a double deployment, but we can make him guess, right? We can go Crawler here, and see what happens. So let's see how this round plays out, what you end up doing. So this is a cheese. However, this kind of does the same thing that I was talking about earlier, right? Which is your tower doesn't have anything in front of it, which means that these Stormcallers will shoot it. And that's probably what's going to happen here. This is sort of the idea of why I was mentioning we want some like Fangs up here, although they'll die very fast. But the idea, right, is that we give something to shoot at, so we allow all of our other stuff back here to get up here and in front of the tower. Level 2 Crawlers is terrifying this round. And we answer with our own tech. This is generally a bad rule of thumb. And I want to point out a couple things here. Your opponent has spent all of his credits. He has 2 deployments. You only get 2 deployments per round. 3 if you click this button. By you teching early like this, we hurt our ability to, 1, put stuff on the board, and 2, as we're giant specialists, right, we want this idea of having a lot of chaff around our giants so our giants can do the work, right? Because like next turn, we can just go like Vulcan here and like Fang, and we are so rock solid, it's not even funny. But we are actively hurting ourselves by not taking advantage of these early deployments. I think these early deployments are so crucial and so key to scaling into the mid and late game that skipping one of them is something. There are like some exceptions now, but I think generally no. And the only exception I can think of is like a double tarantula start with like Fangs or Crawlers and your aerial spec or quick supply spec, and you want to unlock a Phoenix. I think that's like the only caveat currently in my mind. But right now, I would say try to avoid teching before round 4, and 2, always abuse and manipulate this. These unlocks are so crucial. Oftentimes in these early rounds, I'm clicking this mass recruitment button to get out more stuff. But let's see how this round goes. I'm pretty sure your tower is going to get hit immediately, and yeah, it's going to kind of spiral out of control from there. Yeah, brutal. And then these Crawlers get in. The Mustangs are doing an okay amount of work, but it's just not enough, right? The good news here is that we are keeping the rounds close. This is only 400 damage, and this is also the downside, or I suppose the upside, as this is our opponent, of your opponent not maximizing their deploys. If this person had not teched this range, one, they wouldn't have gotten this tower, but I don't think it changes the round outcome that much. But two, right, they would have more stuff to hurt you with and do more HP damage, which is crucial in these like early tempo oriented like aggro style pushes. So let's see. I did notice that you took Assault Fang here. I think this card is always bad. I would say try to avoid that moving forward. Oh man, extended range of Vulcan here. Yes, please. It's very nice. So we're in round 3 and you have not unlocked another unit. We need to fix that. Because right now, right, if we had Fangs unlocked, we could have gone Fang from last round, right? If we had Fangs unlocked from last round, we could have gone Fang this round, unlock the Vulcan, put a Vulcan right here, and we're cooking. We are so comfy. This Missile Sentry is a little... Yeah, and he does it to you over here. This is just tower cheese. He is fully aware that you are not playing around keeping things in front of your tower and playing behind your tower, and he's exploiting that. That's all that's happening here. I imagine once we click Vulcan, we probably are looking pretty alright. But we did not leave a spot in front of this tower for it. No! Okay, we go double Phoenix. Seems fine. Your opponent also goes double Phoenix, which seems fine. Whoa! I mean, this is just gonna fold to your Vulcan play, so... Yeah, this is crazy. Round 4 double tech. I mean, I've done it, but it's never really a good spot to be in. It's pretty desperate, and I would call it not good. I would like these to be in front of the tower. Like that. Oh my god, why is it so laggy? Do we stop him from getting the tower? Yep. Yep. Yeah, let me stabilize here, I think. Oh, maybe not. These Phoenixes are proving to be kind of a headache, huh? And replicate it, lets him get his whole crew back. It's pretty annoying. Okay, but we roast them all off. Senior man's great for you. Yep. Get more Vulcans. Why not? Alright, so he sells off, goes laser sight, drops 2 more. He goes AP bullets. Or high explosive anti-tank, I see. I have no idea why the game is behaving like this. This looks pretty good for us, though. Yep. Nice. Let me check my settings real quick. Okay. Should be fine. Nice, yeah, you cracked him pretty hard back. Almost even out the game. We get another unit drop here. Let's see what we end up going for. Your opponent goes Overlord and sells it. We go Wraith. And keep it. Okay. Seems fine. I'd really like to see this click then. I don't know how I feel about this. I think this can hurt us more than it can help. So what I mean by that is that after the first volley should kind of hose what our opponent's doing. It's the second and third volleys that I'm worried about. I've seen at times where you can, like, especially like if he puts like some crawlers here, your volley ends up over here. These crawlers and mustangs get pulled over, and they likely get caught on fire. Maybe even these fangs get burned up. So be very hesitant to click this when you're under a lot of pressure, I think. I think it was quantum reassembly with range. Yeah, so quantum reassembly is like pretty good here, but I think you just kill him, right? This is so much damage. Not quite. Sticky oil bomb you? I mean, I would probably consider just... No. Alright, so we're going to talk about some math here. Tech spec takes about 4 techs to pay off and become positive. So the way that works, right, is it's a 100 cost card, so it hurts our economy by 100, and we lose out on the 50 that we would get otherwise if we skipped, right? So that's 150 that we're missing out on. It reduces techs by 50, so 150 or 3 techs, purchasing 3 techs is breaking even. Purchasing 4 puts us in the red, or in the green, whatever. I don't know. Financial stuff is not my strong suit. Anyways, the game is almost over. So we can't be taking these long form investments here. We have to be considering like how to end the game. I think Nuke actually here is sick. If there are no Phoenixes left, we can't quantum reassemble, right? So we can just drop it right here, kill it, all of his stuff, and only worry about this in the end, right? What else? If your opponent's teching range on Phoenixes, we probably also need to be teching range on Phoenixes, so I hope to see that this turn. Something that you can also just very easily do to counter a lot of what's going on here, just a couple AA forts, like here and here. And this composition folds pretty much completely, right? That'd be your 1,000. If we took, if we skipped, right, we would have an extra 150. We can loan here, have 350. Go like shield, temp range, speed, and we're cooking. So wait, he oils his own guys? I think your opponent's given up. Jim Beam's fine. It kind of doesn't work into a ranged Phoenix though, so we probably wanted this instead. Okay. Okay, I can kind of see what they're aiming to do here. They're trying to kill everything so there's only phoenixes left. I guess. Yeah, I mean, you just take both towers, right? Well, I guess it works out. Yeah, I mean, AA forts would do a lot of work here. And look, you get gifted them right here. What do you do? Yep. We can go 2 more. Yep. And I want to see 2 more. Nope. Only we need barrier. Okay, sure. This is fine. Well, we can probably just sell out of this wraith. Back here, it's not really doing a whole lot. It's killed 5 units. It's done. 7,000 damage total in the whole game. Sorry, that was my doorbell. I mean, I think this looks pretty okay for you. I could be wrong. And so this is what I was sort of talking about, that this could hurt us more than it helps us. In the second and third volleys, we could just be killing our army. Do we just go more? Underground threat probably is something we should have taken here. Underground threat right here once this is the game. Underground threat over here once this is the game. Be very, yeah, but like I mentioned earlier, we need to be very careful clicking this incendiary bomb, right? We just saw right there how much it hurt us as a whole. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's just more forts with AA. I think that's the goal here. Could have just clicked range on these guys and I think we'd have been fine. Luckily though, we actually have some... Oh, he is quad tech now. This could be really bad. Goodness, I hope this works out for us. We have Mustangs, which is super important here. This fortress is turned off. Yeah, okay, we should be good now. Oof. Pretty close stuff. Yeah, so we hurt ourselves a lot here by 1, not unlocking units, and by 2, teching early, and by 3, teching a tech that it's very hard to evaluate this tech. I think against aggro, it's not good. Against a standard player, and by standard I mean both players are playing at the tower or behind the tower, it's very good, right? Because it's very hard for them to manipulate what's going on here or have that sort of backfire at us. But at the end of the day, right, our army has to walk through all of this to get to their towers, especially if they're doing some shenanigans back here like this. But yeah, you handled this cheese really well. Something that I want to check in on is I want to do round 3 here. And the unfortunate part, right, is that we see ER Vulcan, and I want to click, and I want to be able to do both Fang and Vulcan here, and we can't. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to click Vulcan, put it right here in front of the tower, just do something like this. And let's see how this turns out. We're gonna get crushed over here. Yeah. Does it hold? No. I mean, kind of looks good for us though, huh? Go, Probably Boys, go. Okay, so like right there, right? We turned it into a win. Imagine if it was a Fang, right? A Fang would have done a lot better in holding that. So some key takeaways here for you, I think. I don't know if there's really a whole lot more to add on in general to this replay. I think you did the best you could for a very weird board state and scenario. But there's some key takeaways here, right? If your opponent has Stormcallers, we need to always be aware of this tower cheese. Stormcallers will one-shot a level 1 tower, or a level 0 tower, I guess, technically, if there's nothing in front of it. So we need to be aware of that cheese. Especially if they're playing on the line like this, we need to be just present and have this sort of like idea that this could happen. Number 2, make sure we're doing our unlocks each round. Sometimes in the later rounds it's not possible, and that's okay. But as Giant Spec, right, we have so many free unlocks. We have the 4 free base unlocks, you know, Marksman, Crawler, Arclight, Fang. But we also have the other 5 free unlocks in Giants, which is, you know, Overlord, Melting Point, Vulcan, Fortress, Worm, and War Factory. So it's actually 6. Math's hard. But yeah, I think those are the big takeaways here. Like, let's try not to tech too early. Try to wait till round 4 before teching. And let's try to keep our towers secure. This is like a fine starting position, but our next couple turns, we have to be developing stuff up here to answer what's going on over here. We need to delay so we can allow things to get in front. Cool. Well, that's it for me. Another 30-minute long video. If you enjoyed this, please toss a subscription over to my YouTube, like, comment, that whole, you know, thing. And if you want to watch me on Twitch whenever I decide to start streaming again, toss me a follow over there at twitch.tv/Clintleetwood. If you have any feedback, or if there's anything else that you would like me to review, toss me an @ in the Mechabellum official Discord in the Share Your Replay room. Other than that, I am out. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.